Good afternoon. How are you? Well, it's kind of winter wonderland. This is the best part of a snowstorm, in my opinion. While it's kind of flaky, although this is kind of a wet snow, and it's light, and the ground is not dangerous, and it's invigorating. And I'm doing this after feeding the animals, and so they're so much fun because they're so eager to be served. So it's 31 degrees, and the humidity is 87%. The wind is at 4 miles an hour. Thank you, Thomas Jefferson. So what's going on? Well, I think we should take the day's news, assuming it's reliable, and it's not going to be as reliable as it once was, maybe going back to 2015, because lies are abundant. Talking about lies and Trump and Elon Musk, they blend into one. So his objective in the team of Trump, Bannon, and Musk, it's the kind of sci-fi AI disaster movie type where you, the worker, and me are replaced with machines, programs, or fewer people, or we're not replaced at all. The function is done away with. That's the plan for the Trump administration. Now, Elon is unfamiliar with or doesn't give a damn about the fact that the Constitution makes a statement at the outset that our government is to promote the general welfare. Now, our founding documents also made it a point to say equality before the law, Declaration of Independence. The Constitution, instead of saying the monarch says this and you may have that, it says we the people. And not only do we have that, but we have the post-Civil War amendments, which were meant for the nation to respond to Lincoln's call before the Civil War, evoking biblical scripture that a house divided cannot stand. And we're facing that now. But neither does Musk or Trump or Bannon accept this. They are pure federalists. And what some don't seem to recognize, because we talk about a federal government, is that the original winners of the power lottery were Hamilton and Washington, and they felt very strongly for a monarchical form of government. It's not just that he was a defense attorney, that John Adams ended up defending the soldiers in what was described as the massacre. And he, Adams, over the years made it clear he felt strongly about a monarchy. And the much praised legislation he preferred, which was the Alien and Sedition laws, was the same textbook for Trump. And the Alien and Sedition laws basically allowed the government under John Adams to chase down disagreeables and prosecute them. And that did happen. And that may be the reason he was only one term, and it may be the reason he didn't go to his former friend Jefferson's inauguration. He left town. So our founding documents think equal. They think justice found in our dedication, in the Declaration of Independence and in the Constitution, and certainly in the amendments to the Constitution that arose out of the Civil War. So few understand when Trump tries to say, oh, that was about the Civil War. Like, those concerns don't matter today. And in fact, in the post-Civil War amendments, the notion has grown over the years that badges of slavery apply even when there's not outright slavery. We've heard Trump talk about buying Greenland or taking it over by hook or crook, I suppose. And as I understand it today, a member of Congress actually introduced a bill authorizing that. Now, the bill hasn't gone to committee, as far as I know, hasn't had hearings, hasn't gone to the floor, there hasn't been a rule passed to consider it, and it's not law. But it gives you a revelatory look at where the R's are, and they're not one breathing nanosecond of cruelty away from Trump and Bannon and Musk, and that's our problem. Now, when we talk about taking over Greenland, we forget that it's connected to Denmark. And I think that those in Greenland have learned that our Congress doesn't get it. But they must look at Trump as if he were Grendel. And what they await and we await is the arrival of our Beowulf to metaphorically cancel out this effort at dictatorship. As I talk to you today, the papers and the various news organs, even those compromised, are giving us a sense that the courts, through various plaintiffs, the states among them, Google Groups, the ACLU, they're out there fighting. And courts are giving us decision, us being those who think a democracy and a republic must win out in the end. But J.D. Vance is out there, our so-called vice president, and he's of the view, well, we don't have to obey what a court says. Now, where have we seen that before? Now, Judge McConnell, I believe that's his name, he's ordered that the funds that were frozen be restored. And if that doesn't happen, he's basically signaled he may have to turn to contempt. That would be a constitutional confrontation. And we're already at that because actions by Trump and Bannon and Musk defy the pivotal documents, our founding documents, our laws, our rules, our regulations, our history, and our decorum. And day by day we see that for this failed casino operator, his answer is everything has a cost, everyone has a weakness, and he will find them and get what he wants, as if he was Tutti di Tutti Capo in some organized crime family. The latest that I've referenced before is how Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, has been the beneficiary of the Trump so-called Just Us Department. If you're one of us, we'll take care of you. Or if we want something, we'll take care of you. And the department is going to dismiss any case against him without prejudice, meaning they could bring it back. But will they? In my opinion, the Southern District failed. If you don't dig your ground and decide your job, doing what you don't believe in is wrong, then what do you have after that? What character do you have? But I guess through history, the bookshelves are filled with cowards. And as I've said before, that's why Jack Kennedy's profiles in Courage is a thin volume indeed, with some surprises. And basically, it is people through history taking steps that are selfless in the sense that they expose themselves to ridicule, danger, death. And we don't have any single person like that now. But what we do have is we the people in its various formations, labor unions, ACLU, AGs from the various states, and some few members of Congress singing the tune, but unable to move Democrats off this ridiculous theory that, like it's a parlor game, oh, the Republicans are in charge of everything. Like, this doesn't require advocacy. How did he get elected? By lying. And so you're going to leave the battlefield to their false statements and their misleading ideas and their slanders and their misconduct and their defiance of the law, of our Constitution, of our individual rights and liberties. So, that's what I see today. And as you can see, there's a light snow. I don't know if it's going to stick, but it's very pleasant right now. Sometimes I find that when it snows, you feel a certain warmth. And so the combination of that warmth and looking at the trees, bony now, but any month now, we'll start seeing the green again. We'll see the rebirth of the forest. And if we work, we'll start seeing inroads into the craven momentum and misconduct of Trump and company. So, goodbye from our Cathedral of Trees, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, weather permitting. Bye-bye.